with here again with Jules Feiffer and Norton Juster and their new book. Jules, let's see the cover. We'll start with the cover. The Odious Ogre, and we are open up to their favorite illustration. And gentlemen, why don't you tell me about the illustration?
Well, the illustration is completely described on a previous page. In a last desperate attempt to reassert his fearsome presence, he drew himself up to his most menacing height. He leaped up and hurled himself around the garden, bellowing, stomping, blustering, grimacing, twitching, snorting, belching, clawing, and drooling, all directed at subduing the startled girl, who, it's clear, isn't startled at all. She applauds him at the end of it for his display and asks him to do it next week at the orphans' picnic.
I'll tell you, the next page is my favorite. So when you donate that to a charity auction, Jules, let me know.
Well, this is one of the drawings Norton asked for, and I was thinking of giving that to him.
Oh yeah. Well, at least we have the same taste.
But I'll give it to your picnic instead.
Yeah. You call it his Gene Kelly moment?
His Gene Kelly. Well, there are people in talking about this book have described it as a different version of my dancer. But I think that's misapplied in some ways. I wasn't thinking about the dancer in regard to my cartoons when I did this book. I think the book is a perfect representation on a child's level of all the relationship cartoons I did over the years, of men and women not understanding each other, of getting each other wrong. He thinks one thing and assumes one thing, she assumes the opposite, and they try to have this connection which is bound to fail because each of them is in his or her own impossibly describable, incommunicative world, and that's what Norton does in his book, and that's why I connected so beautifully to it as an illustrator. Well, don't you think so?
Well, I'll tell you this much. There's always a problem when you do a book and you know someone else is going to be illustrating it, because you have in your own mind an abstracted version of what you think it should look like, which it never is going to be. And good illustrations will take that text and enlarge it and enhance it and give it life in a way that it doesn't have on its own. There are not that many books that are illustrated with that kind of skill.